Hey, I thought your case was super interesting. One thing that stood out to me, and this is just me being the devil's advocate because everyone needs one of those. With when a student has a protruding object, the immediate response, at least for me as a teacher, and I'm sure a lot of us would think the same thing, is that safe? Is it a safe thing, or is it a weapon? And teachers automatically are supposed to put safety first. We're supposed to think of our kids first before the content. That's just what the job is, whether they say it or not. That's what it is. And so I immediately would do what the teacher did and would clear the air before dragging it out. Like, okay, I could think about what I can and cannot do or solve the situation right now. And the only way that my butt or your butt and as an admin would get in trouble is if the student is like, well, the teacher cannot do that. Who's going to know that? No student is going to be looking up those rules of what teachers can and cannot do on that level, But I totally understand saving your butt and not having a lawsuit. Totally get that. It's just that would have been my reflex too. Would have been like trying to clear the air versus of following the actual protocol, dragging out the situation. If that had not been a safe weapon, if that actually had been a weapon, there's no safe weapon. If that actually had been a weapon, then it could have gone worse, versus just ending it right then and there, finding out that it is not a weapon and moving on from the situation, that just would have been my reflex. But from the administrative perspective, I totally understand why you would mention that you can't do that and go over the protocol again. I just think, yeah, that would have been my reflex too. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I could see both sides, but it was an interesting case. And it would happen a lot in 259, unfortunately. So it's good to know that what we can and cannot do, but it's also like, okay, you got to think about that before you reflex at the same time. It's just, that's a sticky one. I don't know. That's my 2 cents though.